Hey there, Hoops fans. We all know about the slam-dunking superstars and the three-point shooting wizards in the NBA, but what about the unsung heroes? These are the guys who don't always make the headlines, but play a crucial role in their team's success. In this lineup, we'll shine a spotlight on the top 10 unsung heroes of the NBA. These are the players who hustle, defend, and make those sneaky assists that often go unnoticed. Get ready to discover the hidden gems of the basketball world. 1. Andre Iguodala. Imagine a basketball player who's like the secret sauce on your favorite burger. You might not see it, but it's what makes everything taste amazing. That's Andre Iguodala for you. In the NBA, he's been the guy teams can't do without. Think of him as the dependable friend who always has your back. He's helped his teams grab those big, shiny championship trophies, especially when he played for the Golden State Warriors. Now, you might not have heard his name as often as Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, but that's because he's the quiet hero. He's not all about scoring points. He's the master of defense, and he's got a basketball IQ that's like a supercomputer. But what's even cooler? He's super unselfish. He'll take on any job, whether it's shutting down the other team's best player or coming off the bench to give his team a boost. So remember the name Andre Iguodala. He might not be in the spotlight, but he's the glue that holds winning teams together in the NBA. 2. Dennis Rodman. Let's talk about Dennis Rodman, a real legend in the world of basketball. You might remember him for his wild and wacky personality, but his skills on the court were something else. Dennis was like a rebounding machine. He had this incredible knack for grabbing the basketball after a missed shot, which helped his team a lot. And when it came to defense, he was like a brick wall. He could shut down the best players from the other teams, making it really hard for them to score. The Chicago Bulls, a famous NBA team from the 90s, owe a big part of their success to Dennis. His hard work and determination, especially on defense, were key to their championship wins. What's really cool about Dennis is that he didn't mind doing all the tough and dirty stuff on the court that often goes unnoticed. That's what makes him a true hero in the world of basketball, even if he did have a bit of a wild side off the court. 3. Shane Battier. Shane Battier might not ring a bell for everyone, but let me tell you, he was a real game changer on the basketball court. This guy had a serious basketball brain, and his defensive moves were like a brick wall. Plus, he had this knack for sinking three-pointers at just the right moment. Imagine this. Battier was the go-to guy for shutting down the other team's star player. And boy, did he do that job well. It was like he had a magic force field or something. His time with the Miami Heat during their championship runs with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh was like the missing piece of the puzzle. The Heat needed someone to keep the bad guys at bay and make room for their big guns to work their magic. Battier was that guy, bringing the heat with his defense and making space for the superstars to shine. He might not have been the flashiest name, but he was the ultimate team player, and his impact was undeniable. 4. Robert Horry. Meet Robert Horry, the guy known as Big Shot Rob because he was a master at making incredible shots when the game was on the line. He won not 1, not 2, but 7 NBA championships, and he did it with 3 different teams. That's like being the secret ingredient in a recipe for success when it matters most. He might not have been the guy who scored the most points every night, but trust me, when it really counted, Horry was the man. He had this incredible knack for sinking those three-pointers that made everyone jump out of their seats. And don't even get me started on his defense. He was like a brick wall when the other team tried to score. So the next time someone tells you championships are all about the stars who score the most, you can drop some knowledge about Robert Horry and how he proved that being clutch in those nail-biting moments is just as important. He's a true legend of the game. 5. Avery Bradley. Meet Avery Bradley, the unsung hero of the basketball world. You might not have heard his name as often as the big superstar players, but this guy is a defensive powerhouse. Imagine trying to score a basket with Avery Bradley guarding you. It's like trying to shake off a persistent mosquito at a summer picnic. Nearly impossible. He's got this incredible knack for making life tough for the other team's guards. They can't dribble, pass, or shoot comfortably when he's around. Now here's the cool part. Avery didn't just start being awesome at defense yesterday. He's been doing it throughout his career. Back in his Boston Celtics days, he played alongside legends like Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen. Even with all that star power, Bradley's defensive skills still shone. What makes him special is his willingness to take on the tough jobs on the court. He's like the glue that holds a team together, even though he doesn't always get the spotlight. So next time you watch a game and see someone making life hard for the other team, remember Avery Bradley, the unsung hero of defense. 6. Udonis Haslem. Udonis Haslem is a Miami Heat icon, and you can bet your bottom dollar that he's as Miami as sun, sand, and salsa music. He might not have had the Hollywood spotlight like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, but make no mistake, he's the heart and soul of the Heat. Imagine this. Haslem diving headfirst into a sea of giants, grabbing rebounds like they were his lunch money and playing with a toughness that'd make even a sledgehammer jealous. That's the kind of player he is, and Miami loves him for it. But it's not just about what he does on the court, it's also about what he brings off it. He's like that wise old uncle who always has your back, guiding the team with his leadership and wisdom. He's not the flashy superstar. He's the guy who does the dirty work, the stuff that doesn't always make it to the highlight reel. What sets him apart is his willingness to put the team before himself. A true unsung hero. Miami wouldn't be the same without Udonis Haslem, and that's a fact. 7. Bruce Bowen. Let's talk about Bruce Bowen, the guy who made it his job to stop other players from scoring in basketball. Imagine him like a superhero, but instead of a cape, he wore a jersey. Bruce Bowen was like a shield for his team, the San Antonio Spurs. He was so good at stopping the other team's best players, especially those guys who like to shoot from far away. This made his team win championships, and that's a big deal in basketball. Now here's the cool part. Bruce Bowen didn't get as much attention as his famous teammates like Tim Duncan and Tony Parker. They were like the rock stars of the team, while Bruce was more like the secret weapon, but his teammates knew how important he was. They knew that when Bruce was on the court, the other team would have a tough time scoring. So next time you watch a basketball game and see a player who's really good at stopping the other team, remember Bruce Bowen. He might not be in the spotlight, but he's the guy who made life hard for the scorers and helped his team win. 8. Derek Fisher. You know, when it comes to basketball, Derek Fisher might not have had those flashy moves that made you go, wow, like some of his pals on the court. But let me tell you, he was like the glue that held the Los Angeles Lakers together during their championship days. See, Fisher had this knack for hitting those super important three-pointers right when the Lakers needed them most. It was like he had ice in his veins, and on top of that, he knew how to lock down the other team with his defense when it mattered most in the playoffs. People in the basketball world often talk about clutch players, and Derek Fisher's picture is right next to that word. He had this incredible ability to shine when the pressure was on. Now picture this: Fisher, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal all working together to bring those championship trophies home to LA. Fisher wasn't the flashiest, but he was the guy who made sure everything ran smoothly. He was the leader, the steadying force, and his contributions to those Lakers championships, well, they were absolutely huge. 9. Danny Green. Meet Danny Green, a basketball star known for his remarkable skills in shooting three-pointers and playing solid defense on the court. He's not the guy you often see making headlines, but he's a vital player for championship-winning teams like the San Antonio Spurs and the Toronto Raptors. Danny has this incredible talent for making those long-range shots from beyond the arc, and he does it consistently. It's like watching someone sink baskets from downtown effortlessly. But it's not just about scoring points. He's a defensive powerhouse too. He's like a wall that opponents struggle to get past. His ability to guard the perimeter is truly impressive. What makes Danny even more special is his team-first attitude. He doesn't hog the spotlight or chase personal glory. Instead, he embraces his role as a floor spacer and defender. He creates space for his teammates, and that's often an unsung hero's job in basketball. He might not always get the credit he deserves, but anyone who understands the game knows Danny Green is a crucial piece of the puzzle for any championship-caliber team. So next time you watch a game, keep an eye on Danny Green. He's the guy quietly making a big impact. 10. Taj Gibson. All right, let's talk about Taj Gibson, the guy you might not hear about every day but is a true basketball gem. Taj is not known for scoring loads of points or having the superstar status, but man, he's got some serious skills that make him a go-to guy on the court. First up, defense. Taj Gibson's like a brick wall out there. He's all about stopping the other team from scoring, and he's darn good at it. Blocking shots, you bet, rebounding like a boss. He's like a vacuum cleaner sucking up those missed shots. Taj's career has seen him don different jerseys, from the Chicago Bulls to the Minnesota Timberwolves. But no matter where he goes, he brings the same grit and grind. He's the guy who's not afraid to get down and dirty in the paint, making life tough for opponents. Imagine having a big tough buddy who's got your back when things get physical. That's Taj on the court. So, next time you catch a game and see Taj Gibson doing his thing, remember, he might not have the flashy moves, but he's definitely one of the unsung heroes of the NBA. That wraps up our list of the top 10 unsung heroes of the NBA. Who's your favorite hidden gem in the league? Tell us in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Don't miss out on more exciting NBA content. And remember, if you want to stay updated, make sure to ring that bell. Thanks for tuning in, basketball fans.